Hi there, this is Daniel with End Time Country Living. And in this video, I am out in my tomato little garden here, and I am getting the beds prepared. And so in order to really get the ground prepared, I got to get the T-posts that I use for my trellis out. So that's coming up. So as I came to get my trellises out of here, I took the top part off. That was fairly easy. Then I tried to get these pulled out, and these are pretty well stuck in the ground. Sometimes you can wiggle them around in a circular motion to loosen them up, and then just kind of get down real low and lift with your legs and get them out of here. But they weren't going this time. So I figured, well, I go get the jack, and then I remembered my floor jack is not working well, and so that wasn't going to be an option. So, well, I need a high lift jack. You know, that's, you know, the next best thing to get these T-posts out of the ground. Don't have one, and looked all over. I finally found one, you know, about a half hour away. So I said, well, do I really want to go drive somewhere and come back and spend a bunch of money? And they said they're around 150. I think you can get them for around 100, but. And then, so I called my dad, and he said, oh, well, if you don't have a high lift jack, what you can use is a piece of firewood, you know, a good 12, 14-inch piece, and then a steel bar that you can use to pry it up with. I'm like, well, let's give it a try here. So I'm going to show you what I was able to accomplish without having to go buy anything more. So what I do have is one of these post hole digger and tamping bars. This is the kind that have the little rounded tip on the end for tamping, and then they have a flat side down at the other end that's used for digging in the soil there. So San Angelos bar would probably also work, but so this is a 70-inch bar, pretty good steel in there. This is just a Husky one from Home Depot that I was able to get. I think it was around, these are around $50. So these have multiple purposes, not just for extracting T-posts. So I grabbed a piece of firewood here, about 12 inches in diameter or so, and set that up next to the post. So I just extracted one here, so about 6 inches from the post, set it up there. Okay, so got a pair of leather gloves here, just to keep my hands from getting injured, and need a logging chain here with a hook on there. So you could use this technique for wooden posts as well. So I have oh, how long is this? 2.5 feet or so, something around there. Pretty strong one. Okay, I'm going to start with the hook end next to the T-post here. And do a couple winds around here, so you have enough chain left over. So I want the hook to be pointed up. I'm going to allow enough chain here, a loop of chain here that I can fit the end of the bar into. I'm going to take my chunk of firewood here, place it right about there, grab my bar here, and go ahead and just slip this through there, and then put a little pressure on there to make sure that it's going to grab, and then go ahead and just push down. And my bar touches the ground on the other end, we go ahead and drop it back down. Wiggle the chain around a little bit so we can get another bite, and pull again here. Little jerky motions can help too. You can see it's pulling the T-post right out of the ground there. And I'm not having to push too hard. I think my loop is getting a little bit big here, but so I'm gonna make it a little bit smaller. And at some point I'll just stop and go ahead and just jerk it out manually here a little bit, so you can see like that, so it doesn't take much effort. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and take this out now. chain off. And go ahead and pull it out. So use my legs, go ahead and reach over it like this, grab a hold of it, and tuck it underneath my arm here. And then I'm just going to use my legs to lift. Just like that. Stand straight up so you don't hurt your back or anything like that. And there we have it out. So it's as easy as that to get a T-post out that are really stuck in the ground. You can see that was about almost 2 feet in the ground. So they get kind of stuck when they get down that far in clay soil. So one of the things I wanted to mention is that now is the time to learn some of these skills as far as, working with tools and what tools you might need to get different jobs done around the property in the country to grow your own food. In the future, we may not be able to buy or sell if we are faithful to God. And so now is the time to acquire some of the tools that you might need. I wouldn't just go buy any tool out that you think you might need, but buy wisely when you have the money available. And also resourcefulness is another important skill to develop. And so, initially you may have to practice being resourceful with the tools that you have. And then as you have money in the future, you may want to invest in a better tool. Being resourceful and praying and asking God to show you what tools you have and what techniques might be useful. So doing a lever action rather than having to go out and buy a high lift jack is a good example. If I didn't have one and I couldn't go buy one, then I'd be stuck. I wouldn't be able to get my posts out like I needed to. But with a little resourcefulness, I was able to use the tools that I do have. Don't have a PV yet. That was another thing that I need to get, but something like this could be used to move logs with as well. Stick it right at the base and shove up, and you could, move logs around if need be. So just think about what can you use that you already have to get the job done. All right, hope this helps you. God bless, and I will see you on the next video.